Param Shanti Bapuji. In continuation of our previous video Life After Death, my last question was who decides the place, gender, and family in which a soul is born, in his next life?
In the subtle world, there are many sages and saints who decide where a soul will take birth after considering the soul's previous account of karma. A soul can become free of karmic bondage by taking birth with a deficiency or in a poor family. Powerful souls may be guided by saints of the subtle world to take birth in a wealthy family so that they can use their wealth for welfare activities. Previously, there was the courtyard of Chitragupta where a soul's future birth was decided. That system has now changed.
Bapuji, who decides the gender of the soul?
That depends on the feelings inside the soul. When a man dies, his soul has feelings and emotions of a male whilst departing the body. However, that feeling may change in the subtle world according to the soul's karma.
In society today, males change into females and vice versa by changing their hormones.
How are hormones made and what is the difference between male and female hormones? Feelings exist in the soul that I am of a particular gender, and from that feeling, hormones are created in the body. The subtle body is formed depending on the causal body. Feelings are present in the causal body that I am of a particular gender. The gender of a conceived child, male or female, starts in the womb in line with the feelings already stored in the soul. In 99% of cases, a male takes birth as a male and female takes birth as female. Cases where there are changes in hormones are rare. Regarding hormonal change, I have seen the following during meditative state. A male soul was born, and at an early stage of his life, around 5 to 6 years of age, a female soul entered his body. So the physical body was of a male and a female ghost soul entered him. This created an imbalance of emotions within him. That child sometimes had male feelings and sometimes female feelings. In the long run, the ghost controlled his body, making him feel permanently female. Hence this male later changed into a female.
Does praying or performing rituals such as pindan help a deceased soul?
Our Indian scriptures such as Veda, Upanishad, and Puran written in ancient times were 100% true. Nobody can question their teachings. Now everything has changed. 5,000 years ago only Hindu philosophy existed in India and everyone believed and followed it. With the passage of time, different religions were formed and Hindu philosophy lost its followers. Followers of other religions such as Christians, Muslims, and Buddhists did not believe in Hindu philosophy. They also did not believe in the ritual of pindan. This is a ritual that is performed on the bank of river Ganga or other holy rivers to satisfy the deceased soul.
Is it successful and helpful to the soul?
Everything changes with the time.
Bapuji, if the soul has already taken birth somewhere else, then how does it work?
Who are the rituals performed for? When a person dies, the soul leaves the body and a ritual is observed on the 13th day after death. On the 13th day, food is given to the priest and guests so that the deceased soul is not thirsty or hungry on its way to the upper world. A donation is given to the priest on the 12th day after death so that the soul will reap the benefits of the donation in his next birth.
Will the soul benefit from all the rituals that are performed after death?
Rituals are performed so that souls would benefit in their next birth. All these were practiced in earlier times. At that time Brahmin priests had power and the rituals they performed would benefit and empower the soul. This was true in the past. The deceased soul wanders around near the house for 12 or 13 days. On the 13th day, during the ritual of pindan, the soul goes into the subtle world.
It is said that the soul did not take its next birth for 13 days.
The deceased soul remains in the house until pindan is performed. The soul sees everybody in the house and becomes sad seeing others weeping. This is why nobody should weep after the death of a person. Prayers should be done for the soul's salvation. If you weep, the the soul also weeps in its subtle body. Rituals such as Narayan Bali is a very deep subject. It is written in ancient scriptures that these were performed for the salvation of dead souls.
So moving on, Bapuji, there are angels, deities, and demons on their respective layers in the subtle world. Do they presently deal with dead souls?
If you look at the whole world, there are people who worship demons. For example, this happens in the temple of Ravan, the king of Lanka. I once saw shaitan, devils, worship on TV. They called upon devils by some method to receive powers from him. There are various ways to call devil souls from the subtle world. Negative souls cannot go beyond 500 to 1000 kilometers to the upper worlds. There is a very big kingdom of devils in between 500 to 1000 kilometers. When any soul leaves the body, it first encounters devil. A good soul travels directly to the upper worlds above 2000 kilometers. Rituals are performed for deceased souls to travel through 1000 kilometers without any disturbance from devil. Both good and bad souls exist in the subtle world just as they exist in the physical world.
If there are souls that restrict your path, are there good souls who protect you?
There are various layers having good as well as bad souls. Just like there are good and bad souls on earth. There are very good souls beyond 2000 kilometers. The stage of the soul changes at this level. Gradually, as the soul moves on to higher levels, the soul becomes free from thoughts. The soul becomes full of goodness and positivity, which enables it to ascend further. How do souls get powerful? When the soul is positive with good thoughts, austerity, and renunciation and remembers the Almighty Authority, then the soul receives the power to cross the 2000 to 4000 kilometers range in the higher dimensions. As the soul travels higher, his thoughts change and he becomes even more positive. Bad souls like demons can go up to a maximum of 1000 kilometers and not beyond that. Bad souls, with the help of the same category of souls living on earth, do bad deeds such as sacrificing humans and animals.
Bapuji, I once watched an interview on YouTube with TB Joshua, an exorcist. He is helping a lady to get rid of a bad soul that has possessed her. The bad soul told him that she has come from the Red Sea. Bapuji, can this be true?
Souls of the sea do exist. They reside above the sea, not within it. Some lives in caves, some in temples and mosques, and others in forests to do austerity. That is why temples were built in the forests, so that deceased souls would go to them and perform austerity. Souls do austerity and renunciation in temples after death.
Bapuji, is it dangerous to call upon dead souls?
When you call upon dead souls, they may be good or bad souls.
Does a soul have the same characteristics or personality traits after death that it had on earth?
It is most likely the bad souls that come to earth when called. Good souls ascend to higher layers.
Bapuji, will good souls come down to earth or not when they are called?
Souls who go beyond 1000 to 5000 kilometers will not come back, no matter how hard you try. Such souls should not be disturbed. If you call them, they become aware of the call but are not willing to come on earth. So never call any soul, whether it is a ghost or a demon. If a negative soul comes to earth and enters into someone's body, then it is very difficult to take it out. To free the concerned person from a demon, the person is beaten and harmed with a hot iron rod because the ghost is hiding inside the body. They are not souls, they are ghosts and demons. Don't call them souls. A soul who has knowledge of the Almighty Authority goes on to higher dimensions. Only ghosts and spirits stay here on earth.
Can we call them Jivatma, that is living beings?
Don't call them living beings. Living beings are good souls that don't harm others. Souls that are illusory and bad in nature are known as ghosts and spirits.
There is a book called Paralok and Punarjanma published by the Gita Press where accounts of many such incidents are given. For example, there are souls who throw stones at others, but this is a very lengthy story to tell here.
There are various incidents described like this in our Indian scriptures, such as a soul of 5,000 years who lived on a tree.
Bapuji, who restricts souls to go near the Supreme Soul and why?
When people try to remember the Almighty Authority or try to follow the path of knowledge, bad souls spread bad vibes to try to prevent them.
In ancient times, when sages and saints performed rituals in front of a sacred fire called yagya, demons threw bones into the fire to disturb them.
Yes, they threw bones into the fire. Ram killed those demons because they captured a sage called Rishi Vashisht,
who restricts others from being with the Supreme Soul.
Powerful souls receive knowledge of the Supreme Soul after austerity of many births. It is not received in one life. The soul tries to seek knowledge of the Supreme Soul for many births. Only after hardship of many births will the soul receive this knowledge.
Only very fortunate souls are able to receive Brahmjan, that is the divine knowledge. Right?
Human souls have to take many births to reach the level of receiving divine knowledge. In their last birth, souls follow this knowledge as an integral part of their lives. They directly emerge as a point of light on a very high dimension. They do not have a subtle body. They know Shiv is incorporeal in the supreme abode. So they remember incorporeal Shiv. These souls know that it will take an infinite amount of time to travel in subtle form. In subtle form, he would have to confront demons who attempt to restrict his journey to the upper layers. Knowledgeable souls, at the last moments of their lives, take on the incorporeal form of the Almighty Authority. They do not have a subtle body. Ant Mati Sogati means that you become whatever is in your mind at the last moment of your life. A soul who remembers incorporeal form of God will become incorporeal. This is the supreme knowledge. A soul at an incorporeal stage, directly goes to the supreme abode in light form within a second.
So Bapuji, in present times, such a person's own relatives, restrict the soul from becoming close to God. As Lord Krishna said to Arjuna, who will live and who will die is not your concern. The problem today is that if anyone wants to do good deeds, then his relatives make negative remarks, questioning why he is entangling himself and so on. Why do such people become obstacles?
In this world there are 99.99% negative people or illusory people. Knowledge which is being given in this world is knowledge of this solar system only. Knowledge beyond this world, the supreme knowledge, is not given in books. Nobody can give and write about the supreme knowledge. Like Vedavyasa has written Veda, Puran, Upanishad with his divine vision. Nobody can make you write this supreme knowledge. Opposition comes when someone gives supreme knowledge. Negative souls of the subtle world, which may be family members living in the home, become obstacles for people who try to involve themselves in welfare activities. They catch positive thoughts and do not allow others to do good work. Even family members in the physical world may be of a very low quality and cannot understand the concerned soul and stop him from doing good deeds. It is stated in the Sri Bhagavad Gita, "Forget your body and bodily relations, and in soul consciousness remember me, the Almighty Authority. I will destroy all your karmic bondage." It is written in the Sri Bhagavad Gita many times, that family members are a person's biggest enemies. Whilst imparting knowledge to Arjuna in the battlefield, Arjuna's relatives including Bhishma Pitama are standing on the other side like living corpses. Arjuna is told to destroy them all because they are his enemy and they will interfere and not allow him to do good work. So forget your family. Don't look at who is helping you and who is not. First abandon what other people say. One who does good work already knows that people will not accept him. The supreme truth is always bitter. One who involves himself in attaining supreme knowledge and performing good deeds based on the ultimate truth, has to bear negative remarks. Nobody will help him.
Bapuji, I once read on Facebook that liars shout loudly in public whilst truth seekers stand alone.
In this illusory world, to speak the supreme truth is a bitter pill.
So Bapuji, moving on to the next point. Some people have bad thoughts, habits, and are engrossed in intoxication products. What is the effect on their subtle bodies?
The air element present in the subtle bodies of drinkers and smokers are completely damaged. They may suffer from cancer because cells of the affected parts in the subtle body get discharged. The subtle body is made up of cells. In our physical body, lies the subtle body. A single cell of our physical body is made up of earth and water. The subtle body exists in that single physical cell. A subtle cell is made up of air, fire, and ether elements.
Like scientists state that the inside of a nucleus contains a neutron, proton, and electron.
There are 3 layers. In the center is the neutron, above that the proton and then the electron. Similarly, first there is a cell of water and earth, inside it the cell of air and fire, and within that the ether element. You may call a cell an atom. Ether element is an atom is the neutron. Ether element balances all other elements and it also holds the cell together. Proton means cells of air and fire elements. Fire exists in air. The outer layer is the electron, made up of water and earth. Disease first starts in the mind. Mind affects the causal body and the causal body affects the subtle body. Subtle body means your aura gets affected. Disease begins in the subtle body, then its effects become visible in the physical body. If your subtle body changes, then slowly your physical body will also change.
Can a physical body really be cured by changing the subtle body?
Yes, it happens. Always take power from incorporeal Shiva and be a karma yogi, remain connected with the Almighty Authority. You will receive divine light from incorporeal Shiv. With great austerity, you should overcome your mind and vices. Gradually, the power of the divine light will cure any disease of the physical body. It is a principle of natural law.
It means that just as the body develops disease, the body can also become healthy. Negative thought and bad company creates a distance between you and the Almighty Authority, which weakens and discharges your subtle body. The physical body becomes disease-ridden. Connection with the Supreme Soul makes your soul powerful, charges your subtle body and cures your physical body of disease. Bapuji, what should a person give up before death?
I would say that everyone should be taught to remain free from all vices from childhood. All things are illusory in this world. Parents should guide their children, teaching them that this world is temporary, an illusion and full of Maya. Maya means everything is fake. This body is not the real body. The real body is made up of supreme elements. Parents should remind their children that they were once angels. This world is an illusion or fake, body is an illusion and all things are temporary. Where is the real world? What we see is destructible. What we cannot see with our eyes is the supreme truth. So where is the indestructible world? Indestructible means immortal world. Parents should tell the story of the immortal world to their children every day. They should impart knowledge at home from childhood, like Abhimanyu was taught. They should be taught that you are coming to an illusory world. You are coming because of your karmic bondage. Before birth, listen to this knowledge and remember incorporeal form of God. Remember incorporeal Shiva.
It is written in Guru Vana that a child has to suffer in the womb. The child remembers bad deeds from his previous birth and is told, now that you are going to be born into a new life on earth, you have to do good work. But the child forgets this all after birth.
The child has a recollection of his previous life when in the womb. He visualizes wrong deeds or sins carried out in a previous life. He also knows that due to his own bad karma or sins, he is going to take birth on earth. The child undergoes distress and the effects of his sadness is passed on to his mother. If a mother has good knowledge of the Gita and remembers the Almighty Authority, then the mother's state of mind passes to her child and knowledge of the Supreme Soul emerges.
Is it possible to illuminate the subtle body through knowledge and meditation? Is it possible in the higher dimensions, or it is possible on earth too?
I will tell you how many layers there are. If a soul leaves the body, the soul is good but the speed is low. Gradually the soul goes upwards from lower layers to higher layers of the subtle world. Suppose a soul travels above 100,000 kilometers, there he is guided by sages and saints on how to go beyond. He meditates to go on to higher levels. The soul becomes free of thought. If you meditate upon Vishnu, you will travel to Vishnupuri, and if you remember Shiv, you will reach Shivpuri. Slowly the soul ascends onto higher levels. When a soul becomes powerful, then his subtle body gets illuminated. Among three elements, fire element is enhanced and air element is minimized. When a soul becomes free from thoughts, the ether element increases, which enhances the speed of the soul to ascend to higher levels. The soul goes to 10 million kilometer, then to 100 million kilometer, elevated to a higher level. Gradually the ether element increases and the air element decreases. At a very high level, the body is made up of ether and supreme elements only. In the ether element, a thin layer of air element also exists. When the soul goes above 1 trillion kilometer beyond the gravity of sun, the body is made up of the ether element only. The soul receives power from whomever he remembers. If he remembers incorporeal Shiv, he will receive power from incorporeal Shiv. The soul enters the causal world from the subtle world. In the causal world, the body is made up of supreme elements only. The composition of the body changes during every moment. The higher the soul ascends, its body changes accordingly. The body changes according to the stage of the soul. Having reached a good stage, the soul becomes filled with power and knowledge and becomes detached. Following this, the soul is elevated onto higher dimensions. Gradually the soul reaches Vishnupuri, which is part of the causal world. At this stage the body composition changes from 3 elements to 3 supreme elements, which are supreme ether, supreme air, and supreme fire. Mahakaran means Shivpuri. Here the body is made up of 100% supreme elements. The soul becomes incorporeal without a body and reaches the supreme abode, changing from a living being to Shiv. Shiv has knowledge. The Almighty Authority has all knowledge. The soul becomes a full Brahmagyani, that is full of divine knowledge. When the soul reaches the supreme abode and transforms itself from a living being to Shiv, then the soul is equivalent to Shiv. He has knowledge that his creator is Mahashiv, and it becomes possible for him to become Mahashiv. Group of souls in incorporeal form can form a ball of power to travel to Mahashiv in the center of the galaxy. The soul becomes Mahashiv and takes power and knowledge from him. From this knowledge, the soul travels further to Paramahashiv, who resides in the center of the universe. The soul ascends to a higher level.
Bapuji, you are telling us about the journey of a soul after death. Can a human start this journey during his lifetime?
The soul has so much power that if the soul wants, he can get rid of his karmic bondage completely. By being in soul consciousness 8 hours daily, he can empower himself by taking power from incorporeal Shiv or Mahashiv or directly from the Almighty Authority. He can receive power from the controller of the multiverse in incorporeal form in the highest of the highest supreme abode. Think about what is your relationship with the Almighty Authority. It is important to feel that you are his great-great-great-grandchild. This feeling should emerge from within your soul. Think, you are my great-great-great-grandfather. You are living in the highest of the highest supreme abode. You are a powerhouse, bless me with some power. Gradually the soul receives power, and if he lives a life as a karma yogi, that is always connected with the Almighty Authority, then he can go to the highest of the highest supreme abode in this life.
Whether a soul can reach the supreme abode before death instead of after death.
The soul can go directly. It is mentioned in the Gita that if you remember me, you can come to me directly. Nobody will interrupt you in between. You will attain me. You will go to the highest of the highest abode. Knowledge was given to Krishna by the Almighty Authority. He resides not in the supreme abode or the highest supreme abode but in the highest of the highest supreme abode.
Meaning that we can enlighten or revive our subtle body while living on earth.
If you go into the causal world, the soul gains the light of 1,000 suns. Soul consciousness means all accounts of karma are dissolved. When the soul takes light form and becomes indestructible, it contains the light of millions of suns.
Does the Supreme Soul listen to people's prayers?
How do prayers reach the Supreme Soul? Does the Supreme Soul need a loudspeaker to listen to prayers?
Nowadays people may think like this, so loudspeakers are used in every temple and mosque.
Whom do you believe in and can receive knowledge from? Most people do not know about incorporeal Shiv or the indestructible Creator. Many people worship only Supreme Light and do not know their relationship with the Almighty Authority. Until you know your relationship, the feeling of transcendental love or divine love does not emerge. That He is your Supreme Father. He is the ocean of kindness. He is the ocean of love. Humans gradually inherit His qualities also. It is a big thing to reach that stage and understand the knowledge.
The Supreme Soul definitely listens to the prayers of everyone even if wishes are not fulfilled.
Everyone's prayers go above, to where the Almighty Authority resides. Once I heard a sage speaking to 3.5 million people on TV. He was saying that there is no God above. The Supreme Soul exists in your heart. But your heart may be filled with negative energy or sin. Is the Supreme Soul sinful? That sage is not a sage but a sinful soul. Saints should give knowledge that your soul is a part of the Supreme Soul. But your soul has become sinful. Instead they are misguiding people.
When they watch your video, this misunderstanding should be cleared in their mind. My next question was, why are babies sometimes born mentally disabled or partially mentally disabled? However, you have answered this question, so we will not discuss this again. We understand that disablement actually enables the soul to dissolve its karmic bondage faster. In reality, does heaven and hell exist?
Deities reside on the third layer. Then above this is Brahmapuri, Vishnupuri, Shivpuri, and the Supreme Abode.
Do greedy people remain here in this world?
Greedy people remain here as ghosts and spirits. These souls will be in the list of sinful souls.
You have said that souls can become supreme souls. Just as a human cannot know the taste of sugar unless he eats it, similarly one has to immerse oneself in the divine consciousness in order to experience the Supreme Soul. I have a very important question for you, Bapuji. Does happiness and sorrow exist in the subtle body?
Within the subtle body, there is a causal body. The causal body is made of the ether element, which contains an akashic record of a soul's good and bad karmas.
I have a question related to this. Before an operation, anesthesia is given to the patient to make him unconscious. It is said that at that time the subtle body separates itself from the gross body so that the patient doesn't experience any pain. Bapuji, please could you explain this in detail?
In very rare cases, if an excess dose of anesthesia is given, then the subtle body cannot stay in the gross body. The subtle body comes out and observes everything around it, sometimes going to the higher realms. There are various accounts of the subtle body seeing a wormhole or conversing with Dharmaraj, the god of death. He instructs the soul to go back to earth if there is karmic bondage left.
Bapuji, can we send our subtle body thousands of miles away?
The majority of people cannot easily take their subtle body out of their physical body. In olden times, sages and saints had great power. They practiced various yogic methods for their subtle bodies to come out of their physical bodies.
We have a video astral traveling, in which you have explained your life experiences. I read somewhere that when we are asleep, our subtle body gets separated from our gross body. When the subtle body does not separate from the physical body, the person is not able to sleep. Is this true?
This is not true. When a person goes to sleep, his physical body and his subtle body also go to sleep. Just as the physical body gets tired and needs rest, the subtle body also gets tired and needs rest.
When a person's mind gets tired, is it the tiredness of the subtle body?
When the mind gets tired, the causal body gets tired. Causal body is made as per thoughts of the mind. When the causal body gets tired, it affects the subtle body and physical body, and they also get tired. The subtle body does not come out, it falls asleep. For the subtle body to come out from the physical body, sages and saints do austerity and meditation. However, in the case of an overdose of medicine, the subtle body can come out of the physical body. It is not true to say that the subtle body comes out when a person sleeps. I know this through my own experiences.
Bapuji, we have understood this now. A person gradually develops knowledge of this life, death, good and bad deeds, reincarnation and so on. So when he dies, he wants go straight to the supreme abode. However, a person does not know how to reach there.
Powerful souls, irrespective of religion, caste, and community, should look for the Almighty Authority. They should watch all of the videos and learn how to meditate. There is the highest of the highest Supreme Soul, whom we call Almighty Authority. He is the creator and master of infinite solar systems. Remember the Almighty Authority. There is a video, you may watch. Receive the knowledge, believe and follow guidelines, meditate and take power directly from the Almighty Authority. You will go directly to the highest of the highest supreme abode. I assure you this. Go beyond religion, caste, and creed. Take supreme knowledge which is beyond the knowledge of Veda, Upanishad, and scriptures. Know Almighty Authority. Know about the Father of the Infinite. Know about the Creator of the infinite world. Know how big the infinite world is.
Many people are not interested in knowledge but are only interested in learning how to meditate.
This is like somebody wanting to do surgery without the academic study of a doctor. Such persons should not be allowed. First subject is knowledge. Knowledge about the soul, about God, world drama, and how to meditate. Know the Almighty Authority. Who He is, where He lives and what He does. It is stated in the Sri Bhagavad Gita, I will not be attained by recital, penance, concentration or union. I am only attainable through knowledge.
Bapuji, this is absolutely correct. Lord Krishna also said that knowledge will illuminate the supreme elements like a sun. After this, a soul would go beyond the cycle of birth and death and receive supreme power. This is given in Mahabharata episode 74 at 10 minutes. A very big thank you, Bapuji. Once again you blessed us with invaluable and deep knowledge. I request our viewers to like the video and share with other. It will change your life for good. I also want to share that if any of our viewers want to spread this knowledge, please share and like this video on Facebook and YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel so that you will get information of our new videos. Thank you, Bapuji. Param Shanti.
Param Shanti.